Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to talk a little bit about prepper fire safety, and I'm going to show you the fire extinguisher that I picked up. Alright everybody, welcome back. So, fire extinguisher. You probably wouldn't think this would be a prepper item if you're new to prepping. But, not all disasters we prep for are huge SHTF type of events. Sometimes they're small and very personal, like a house fire. Let's face it, as preppers, we store a lot of propane, gasoline. We're always testing stoves. We're doing a lot of stuff with fire. Maybe we're practicing our fire making skills outside, whatever. Having a fire extinguisher around your house just makes sense. Also, during a disaster, you're your own first responder, pretty much. If it's a big disaster that has everybody running around in town, all of your fire department and sheriffs or deputies or police or whatever running around town, you may not have the ability to call them for a quick response. Sure, they'll respond, but after your house is burned down. So I'm going to give you a little story and a little bit of information on this particular one and fire extinguishers in general. What I know from fire extinguishers I learned basically while taking a cert class. This was right before I moved to where I live now, so probably 2003. The first cert class I took another one when I lived here, and I'm active with them now. But I didn't get to finish the cert class, but the last class I took, literally as the moving vans were in my driveway, I went out the night before we moved and took the class, was the fire extinguisher part. And it's very interesting because there's a lot of stuff I didn't know a thing about fire extinguishers. I knew they were on the walls of every building I worked in when I lived in the city. But is there a proper way to use them? I always thought point it at the fire and turn it on. There's a bunch of different little tricks you can use to remember to do this right. And it's really not that difficult. But, there's little intricacies that can make you a little bit better with it. So, this is the one I picked up. This is from First Alert. Again, got it on Amazon. They're not expensive. They're like $20, $19.97. It's standard home fire extinguisher. It's an A, B, and C, which means you can use this on trash and wood and paper and stuff like that. You can use it on liquids as well as electrical fires. This is the fire extinguisher that was recommended to me by the fire chief when we were taking that class. Incidentally, that fire chief moved here. Maybe he knew something about where we were living. He moved at the same time we did here. He's a friend of my wife's. Anyway, this fire extinguisher, I've had these in my house since we've lived here. I've had, one close to, a couple different rooms. And recently, I don't know, 2 months back, I'm always buying those stoves in secondhand stores and thrift shops. I had one run away from me. And by run away, I mean the fire came out of the little jet that's connected to the propane bottle, and it was inching towards the propane bottle. And, the flames were licking the side of the propane bottle. And, for a split second, I'm sitting there going, it'll burn out. It's fine. That's why I always test new stoves outside before I ever do a video on them in here. And I'm like, you know what? It's not fine. That's not right. And I ran in, and of course I have one of these in my kitchen. Ran in, got the fire extinguisher, and put it out. Since then, I have one out here as well. This is the one I actually use. You can tell it's been used. And I tried, I was like, I'm going to do a demo with this one that's used. And I tried to use it, and as you can tell, there's nothing left in there. But anyway, it put it right out real quick. No problem at all. I let it cool off outside after I disconnected the propane bottle. Was it a disaster? No. Could it have been? Yeah. Could have exploded, So definitely something to have around a house. Also, too, you face issues like, I've seen these people doing these protests. Walking down the street, lighting fires, lighting houses on fire, lighting businesses on fire. So even with your business as a prepper, you should have a bunch of these, because you never know when that kind of weirdness starts out. So, with that said, I'm going to give you a little information on this one itself. This is fairly simple. It's a 1.25 gallon extinguisher. It's rated, as I said, for the A, B, and C. It's got all metal construction, unlike this one, which is plastic. And it's a little sturdier. Multi-purpose fire extinguisher, like I said, for gasoline, oil, electrical fires, wood, paper, trash, plastics. It is rechargeable. That's something that this one isn't. So you can have it done by a qualified service company. You should get it recharged every 5 years. If you buy a disposable one like this, just throw it out when you're done or give it to your fire department. Maybe they can properly dispose of it. That's why this isn't in the garbage, because I'm really not sure. I have to call them up and find out where I'm supposed to dispose it of. But always make sure that you have one that's current. And I believe most shelf life on these is 5 years. And for the rechargeable ones, they need to get recertified, I believe, every 10 years to make sure that the structural integrity of the can is, nothing's going to pop when you refill it. This is a fairly heavy item. I'll give you that. It's about 4.5 pounds. And that one's going to live by my bed because I'm kind of rotating the ones I have around. Now, this does have a pin here with the seal on it to prevent accidental discharge. I am going to keep that like that. If it happens to fall off, you can always put a zip tie in there. A small one, so you can actually yank it out in an emergency. You don't want to be sitting there pulling, trying to get it off. This does have a very nice mounting system. This comes off. It snaps right off. You can either do 2 screws in the wall. It does have a strap if you're interested in strapping it on like that. I'm probably not going to use it, but I did want to show you the mounting system. And all in all, I'm pretty pleased with it for 20 bucks. I mean, that's pretty decently made fire extinguisher for 20 bucks. I'll put a link down below. You don't need to buy that. I just want to see everybody have at least one in your house. Technically, truth be told, you should probably have one in every room. But at least one in a central location where you can get at it in case of fire. Like I said, during a disaster, a small little fire, say in the back of your TV, something shorts out, you start seeing smoke and flames, shoot that at it, it's done. Yeah, you got a mess to clean up, but it's done. Your house didn't burn down. Now this uses, I'm going to see if I can pronounce this, monoammonium phosphate. I hope I did the monoammonium right. So it is a pretty decent extinguishing agent. You'll find them with lots of different stuff that they use. So this is pretty much all you're really looking for is your A, B, and C. You want to be able to extinguish those 3 types of fires. Real quick, how to use it. You're going to use the PASS method. And they abbreviated that with PASS. You're going to pull the pin. You're going to aim at the base of the flame, squeeze the handle, and sweep side to side. So let's say this is my fire. All right? It's on fire. I take my fire extinguisher, pull out my pin, point it at the base down here, and I sweep from side to side until it's out. Don't worry about using up the whole thing. Don't worry about, oh, I wasted it, I only used a little. Once the fire's out, give it a little more and let it sit. You can always buy a new fire extinguisher, and for 20 bucks, it's well worth it. Anyway, that is the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a fairly simple video, but it's something that as preppers we don't think about. Especially when you're new. What the heck do I need a fire extinguisher for? I'm stockpiling food and water and, guns and ammo. You don't think about that. So it's definitely something to think about. Like I said, we do a lot of stuff with fire as preppers. And, we're always testing stuff out. We might be cooking in our house during a disaster, hopefully with a well-ventilated, gas oven or stove. Not a wood fire, please. So, just something to think about for extra preparedness. Because, like I say, most disasters, most emergencies aren't, some kind of zombie invading end of the world type thing. And being a well-rounded prepper includes having a fire safety plan. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you like the content. Don't forget to click like. We really appreciate that. And don't forget to check out our Amazon store down below. I will have a direct link to this one if you're interested in picking it up. Like I said, it doesn't matter if you buy this from me. Just get one. Walmart has them too, You can pretty much get them anywhere. I'd prefer to see people safe. This is really more of an informational video than I really like this product video. So check them out. Don't forget to check out our Thrive Life link down below, as well as our My Patriot Supply, preparewithiridium.com. Always good to get yourself some freeze-dried food stocked up, and running a little bit of a sale, so you can check them out. And I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.